Hey guys, hello there. Today I'm going to be talking about Conquest mode, which nations for each chapter are easiest and hardest to complete. I'll give you some tips on how to do them, and let's get started. Alright, so before we start, you need to have a Justinian. If you don't have him, get him. For Conquest mode, he is very overpowered, especially with Isco, Lobbies, which increases 5 points with each nation, which means it would make it much easier and faster for you to complete Conquest, as you won't have to declare war on every other nation. So, if you don't have Justinian, get him. He can really help you in Conquest mode. First chapter of Conquest, Barbarian Invasion. Now, in general, this map can be a little hard, as most of these countries are small and weak, so making diplomacy with them is pretty much useless. Trying to make alliances, as they're all gonna go pretty quick. The Huns also come pretty early over here from the east, around round 15 or 20, around there, not sure. Easiest nation, Western Roman Empire. As you can see, you start off with a pretty big territory. You have some nice cities, a pretty stable economy. What I did with Western Roman is do not move east, hold these lands, like Burgundia, Alemanni, Alans, Ostrogoths. Just hold. Do not try to take any of those lands, as it is very difficult since there's just so many troops. Um, Instead, move here to the west, try and take the Visigoth kingdom, then move up to take the Bretons. This will give you an even more stable economy. After that, you can move up north, take the Salian Franks, and over here take the Ostrogoths. Like I said, the Huns will come here around round 20, and they're going to take these lands in the middle. So the bulk of the Hunnic armies are going to be here in the middle. So what I did is I took over here the Frankish territory and took the Ostrogoths, and I pretty much just caught them all in the middle. And I took them out. I think the Anglo-Saxons survived, so at the end you could, choose to do alliance with them, or you could take them. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, the Western Roman Empire, easiest nation to do. Hardest one, and I think many of you could agree, is the Alans. So if you haven't done this conquest, it is extremely hard. Probably one of the hardest conquests in the game. I'll take County of Tripoli as harder than this one, the new one in the Crusader states. But this will be the second hardest. So what I did is move over here to the south, to Passau, try and take Passau and hold Prague. So another thing that's pretty similar between Tripoli and Alans is you do not start off with a castle. So you can't summon one of your generals, which makes it really hard. So what I did is I just went as south as possible. I take Passau, I take Aquileia, however you pronounce that. The Huns are going to come pretty early, so they're going to take Prague and they're going to take all these lands. So, the moment you capture Passau, they're going to take Prague. The moment you capture Aquileia, they're going to take Passau. So, you're pretty much it's a hit and run type of thing. You just pretty much take one city and lose it and take the other, so on and so forth. What I did is I moved over here to Sadar, Salona. Try and hold Salona as much as you can. And as you do that, take Rome, as it's mostly undefended. From there, take Ajaccio, take Pisa, Ravenna, and all these other countries up to the north of Italy. From there, just move as west as possible. Try and carve up these lands. And once you get a stable economy, once you take lands over here in the Visigoth Kingdom and Britons, try to assemble an army here, again, in Salona, and take the Ostrogoths. The Huns, are not going to take them out. So, like I said, once you take these lands to the west and get a stable economy, move back to the east and recover these lands. It's pretty hard initially, but as time goes by, it gets easier. Just like I said, just initially just move south as quick as possible. Because if you wait too long, then you pretty much can't do anything. You're gonna lose. So move south as quick as you can. So Alan's hardest for Barbarian invasion. Now let's move on to Legend of the Vikings. Now for each chapter, there is an enemy that appears around let's say 20, 30. This is probably the hardest ones for me. The Vikings and the Danes. They're very strong units. So this conquest is a little challenging, but it's doable. Easiest nation for me, and actually the first conquest I did in this game, would be West Francia. Why? It's pretty simple. If you choose one of these countries in England, it's pretty much a whole mess. So if you're doing one of these for doing this Legend of the Vikings for the first time, do not choose anyone in England. Choose one of these. So West Francia would be the one. Take Kingdom of Brittany, take Middle Francia, and try and do peace with East Francia. They're gonna take the Slavs. So it would just be West Francia and East Francia here in the European continent. After that, I think Wessex will declare war on you. So try and take them as well. Take these lands first before you move anywhere else. So over here in Brest, you can capture it and send troops to Killarney or Cashel and take these lands. This will give you access to Alba as well. So just in case you want to go ahead and take lands in north of England, north of the UK, and go ahead and do that. For Wessex, they're going to be pretty occupied. Like I said, they are going to declare war on you, even if you have Justinian. So just land in Exeter and then go from there, carve up the rest. And it should be pretty easy from there. West Francia, easiest one. Hardest one is Northumbria for me. I struggled with this one a lot. As you can see, you're surrounded by Viking units. Mercia, and you have Alba. I think you're peaceful with Mercia at first, but they're gonna declare war eventually. Alba as well. What I did with this one is I just hold it as much as I could. Try and take Dumbarton and hold these lands in the coast, like York and Bamberg. Take Dumbarton, take Scone, hold those as well. Once you take them, because more Vikings are going to come eventually. From Dumbarton, you can send troops to Letterkenny or Armagh, and then take the rest of the Gaelic kingdom. That will give you a pretty stable economy, which then, if you take Gaelic lands, you could use them to land over here in Exeter or Carwin and take these lands more to the south. And then if you want to move to Europe as well, you can go ahead, but for the most part, most of these countries are going to remain peaceful with you. So, if you want to finish it faster, then don't bother them. Just make peace. Make an alliance, But if you want, you could go ahead and land over here in Brest and, move from there. Just pretty much sweep France. And then, once you're done with the Viking spam, you could send some to their lands, which are going to be these. And pretty much the same as Alan's. It's pretty hard initially, but as it goes by, it gets easier. But you're going to get spammed really hard initially, so. Hardest one, Vikings, Northumbria. Okay, Rise of Byzantium. Now, this map is pretty big, so it's going to take a while. Easiest nation for me, Kingdom of Suebi, surprisingly. Why? All you really have to worry about is the Visigoths. Move over here south of Spain, take these lands. Do not send troops to the Vandal Kingdom, as there's going to be an enemy that appears here. So you're just pretty much it's gonna drain your economy. So just try to focus on Spain. After that, take Vasco. They're pretty weak. They're not as hostile. From there, send troops from Estorica. Send troops over here to Rennes and try and take this coastal area in France. And the north of France will pretty much be undefended. So you can go ahead and take Bayeux, take Paris, take Bruges. And yeah, just pretty much carve up France, because they're going to be pretty occupied with the Ostrogoths and everyone else. So the rest of these nations, you don't really have to worry about. They're going to be peaceful. If you have Justinian, even if they're not, they're pretty far off. But yeah, easiest one, Kingdom of Suebi for Byzantium. Hardest one, Kingdom of Burgundy. Why? Your enemies with Franks, you got these Ostrogoths to the south, and the Visigoths. So you're pretty much surrounded. I tried focusing here, taking these lands, moving west, taking Bourges, Poitiers, Bordeaux. Try moving as west as possible, create a stable economy, and then just move up north of France, and go from there. Move west and don't focus on the Ostrogoths. If you have Justinian, I think you could have peace with some of these other countries. So it's really hard initially, but it becomes doable over time as the turns go by. So Kingdom of Burgundy, hardest one. Rise of Byzantium. And now the new one, Crusader states. I haven't done all the countries in this conquest yet. As you can see, I've only done a couple. The hardest one, and I'm gonna start off with the hard this time. Probably the hardest conquest in the entire game, Kingdom of Tripoli. You are pretty much helpless. You are surrounded at every corner. Ayyubid, they're gonna take Jerusalem, and over here, Baldwin, they're gonna take out Kingdom of Jerusalem really fast. They're gonna move up. Senjin will declare war on you. Ayyubid, everyone else. So just hold the Tripoli and send Raymond to take Palmyra. Kind of like the islands, you're gonna move from city to city. So try and take Damascus first. Do not go for Palmyra. Try and take Damascus, as you have the castle, which will where you can summon your strong general. From there, move up to Palmyra and try moving south, or try sending troops across the desert and declare war on Abashir. Why? Most of their lands will be undefended, so it will create a good economic opportunity for you to get metals, and, for you to get coin, etc. You could build an army and then go back to land here in Petra and go ahead and take Ayyubid. One thing about this one is that the England expedition will help you a lot. Usually allies don't really help, they're just there. But on this one, England expedition will take these cities to Brugge, Matru, and then from there, they will take most of the Ayyubid. So don't focus too much on them. Just try to take Damascus as quick as possible. You're gonna get spammed around round 4 or 5. You're gonna get surrounded. So try and move as quick as possible. Probably the hardest conquest in game, like I said. Try and have a really strong general to summon in the castle, as it will help you. I used Canute with Barangians, and he pretty much helped a lot. Um, if you don't have any good general, I don't think you can pass Tripoli because it's very very hard. You're pretty much surrounded at every side. So Tripoli, hardest one. Easiest one, like I said, I haven't done all of them, but easiest one I would say is Sultan of Rum. Why? I finished this one in 41 turns, I believe. Hold over here to the south. Just hold. Um, Send some troops to hold the cities here, and you'll pretty much have peace with Beylik of Anatolia, and I think Senjid as well. You don't have to worry about the Arab countries. Don't worry about Georgia either. What I did with this one is these troops here that I have in the north. I summon my general here, like Canute, and I build up some troops over here. Send them to sack Constantinople, as it will be undefended. So you can land here in this castle and take Constantinople. I think you're gonna need a war drum. I'm usually against using war drums in conquest mode, as you know you really need those for campaign. But it's worth it to complete it in 40 rounds. Easy win, fast win. Take Constantinople, take the rest of these lands, and pretty much the rest of Byzantium is going to crumble. So start carving up here to Antalya and take the rest of these cities. And they're pretty much done and done for. Move over here then, south to Greece, where the Friends expedition will be. They tend to spawn a lot, so take some good troops with you. England, like I said, if you have Justinian, you'll have peace with England, so you don't have to worry about them. They won't declare war on you. And the rest of these, just, like I said, peace with both of these. And if you want, you could take some lands in Georgia. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's the easiest one. I finished Sultanate of Rum actually before the enemy on this side. I forgot what they were called before they came. So it's pretty fast. So easiest in Crusader states, Sultanate of Rum. European War, I will do a video about that one when it comes out. Hardest nation, easiest one. I'll tell you some tactics and what to do, but I can't wait for that one. It looks like it's gonna be pretty exciting. I think it's gonna include England, France, Roman Empire, etc. So it's gonna be nice when that one comes out, and I'll make a video for you guys. Well, other than that, that's it for Conquest mode, easiest and hardest ones. If you have any questions, ask in the comment sections if you disagree or you have another nation that you think is easiest or hardest. Let me know. This is just my opinion. And thank you guys for watching, and have a nice rest of your day.